Yes, yes.
I just realized first time you can see everyone's face in there.
Yes, this is exciting, actually. Okay.
I was distraught. What did I do? You said that I was distraught over the legislature not coming up with a fix. There's another word I would use, but you can go with that one if you want. Did I say distraught? Really? It doesn't sound like me, but distraught. Did I? Okay.
Did you really say that?
Communication staff. Okay, all right. You had the record. I trust you.
Because I think I had it written down. So I hadn't had it in
I'm
my
not so much disputing it. I said I was. That's what I came up with. Thought I could do better than that.
You were distraught.
Perturbed, moderately annoyed.
Yeah. So, you know, continue. So I right? And I probably registered distraught.
You were right.
Voice. Put distraught in his job, yes.
If Clint says I said it, then it's
She's learning how.
Did you mess with the level on these, Sean? Thank you. No.
Hi, Tom. Great, how are you?
Yes.
You've got 20 seconds. Well, that's good. How's Tom tonight? Can't complain. Yeah, exactly. All right, call the Montesano City Council meeting for March 22nd to order. If you'll stand with me for the flags. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. The clerk, please call roll call.
Councilman Pope.
Here.
Councilman Bryson.
Here.
Councilman Wood. Councilman Scaramouche. Here. Councilman Carl.
Here.
Councilwoman Chester.
Here.
Move to excuse the absent council member.
Second. There is a motion and a second to excuse Councilman Wood. Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. The approval of bills.
Move for approval of bills.
I second.
There is a motion and a second. Finance Committee have a report.
Yes, we had a brief meeting with the Finance Committee. We met our new CFO and reviewed the bills for the month, or for the last 2-week period. Bills totaled $166,879.60. There was no distinct outliers, a lot of routine business. PUD bill of $15,725. Grays Harbor Council of Governments, $5,794. Department of Health, $2,985. Department, excuse me. Department of Revenue, $6,733. Generally, a lot of maintenance and upkeep supplies in the report.
Any questions of the Finance Committee? Hearing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Moving to approval of the minutes.
Second.
There is a motion and a second to approve the minutes of the previous meeting. Is there any corrections, additions, changes? Hearing none, all those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. All right, we're at the point of our agenda to introduce our new CFO, Gretchen Sagan. There she is, right there. She comes to us from the city of Raymond.
I was
Lots of experience.
told not to speak, but I'm going to because that's not like me.
So the floor is hers.
So, my name is Gretchen Sagan. I come to you from the city of Raymond. I was there for almost 24 years. Started at the bottom and worked myself up. I've done everything from civil service to planning commission to business licensing to payroll to business licensing. You name it, I did it. So change is good. I do believe that as you progress in your career. I do have roots here in Montesano. I'm sure you guys all know the Sagan name if you've been long-time residents. I grew up here as a kid on Wilder Lane Hill up on the top. My grandpa had Value Right Drug here. And then my uncle Mark had by Thriftway, Value Right Drug. So I do have some family that did live here. And I'm very happy to be a part of Montesano's community as far as the city workers. I think Vinny is wonderful. I spent the day or half the day with Pro Tem Tyler today, Trimble at the Grays Harbor Mayor's Luncheon. Learned a lot, and it was very informational, and it was very nice to be a part of that and continue on. I'm really looking forward to getting to know each of you better, and hopefully we'll take Montesano in the direction that it's going and move upward from here. No doubt in my mind. I will miss Kim Lilligard. She is leaving us in 2 weeks. Our new replacement for her is Maddie Jensen, sitting right next to her. She will be in our office, and I'm looking forward to having some more young, exuberating, positive, like Kim's not. But I'm going to miss Kim because we've really hit it off the last 2 weeks. So I'm sure Maddie will do a great job. Anyway, if you ever have any questions, don't hesitate to get a hold of me. And if I don't know the answer, I will find out for you. So thank you again, and have a good night.
Thank you, Gretchen. All right, we'll move on to the first public comment. There's 2 opportunities for public comment. If anybody would like to make a public comment, take you now. Hearing none, any committee reports? Hearing none. Go to old business and an update on the city forest purchase. Sure.
There's really been no change that I'm aware of since we last updated you 2 weeks ago. We've gone back and forth with the county assessor's office trying to find some angle to allow us allow this transaction not to have to have that compensating tax burden, but we just have not found any angle at all. Councilman Colt has graciously volunteered to spearhead a effort at the legislative level to try to change the law so we're not stuck with this issue in the future. But anyway, the current transaction, I don't know where it's at really. It's back in the seller's hands. We've let them know that if they would like to sell it to us and they incur the cost of the compensating tax, then we would be happy to do that. But if not, then we'd be glad to just cancel the agreement and get our down payment back. So we're still waiting for them to get back to us with a response to that. That's all I know.
Awesome. Thank you, Lauren. Second on the agenda is an update on the ADA policy. I can update you that in letter A of our agreement, that we were to designate a contact person to facilitate, accommodate, and handle ADA concerns. And this person will be identified on the City of Montesano's website on or before March 31st. And we have designated Gretchen Sagan as our ADA compliance officer. So she'll be designated on the website by our fabulous IT person, Sean. So A will be completed before March 31st. Moving on to new business. Shoreline management for public participation plan. Public Works Director, Mr. Olden.
So I've been working with our Shoreline Master Program Subcommittee to try to push forward an update to our Shoreline Master Program. And in your packet is our public participation plan, which spells out who we're going to talk to, when we're going to talk to them, and then lays out a schedule for our process. And so in general, this process will take over the next year to go through. There'll be several opportunities for the public to participate, and we will be specifically contacting property owners within the shoreline areas that would be affected by this, so that they can be included specifically so they know what's going on. So, and we can get feedback from them. So, yes, that'd be great.
I'll second.
To adopt the attached Shoreline Master Program Update Public Participation Plan.
I hear a motion for that and a second by Councilman Cope. Is there any discussion?
I would like to know who AHBL are.
AHBL is a consultant that we selected to help us go through the update process. So their biggest role is to review our previous draft document to make sure that it, and make any adjustments to make sure it complies with current ecology rules regarding shoreline master programs.
And where are they out of? Or what other information do you have about them?
They're kind of all over the place. The person I'm dealing with is working from an office in Eastern Washington. I believe I'm not sure where their main office is right offhand.
And who is on the subcommittee?
Well, the subcommittee is Clint Bryson and Dan Wood. I believe Dan was going to stick it out through the review process, but we will need somebody to jump in his spot if that transition occurs at some point.
Any other questions?
I have a comment. I think that Mike's put together a very robust communication plan to make sure everybody's included. I think it's well thought out, so I recommend adoption.
Anything further? Hearing none, all those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. I need to go backwards to add something to new business for Mr. Olden. And so we'll do it after the notification of the Willis RV Park, but it will be for a motion to designate Mr. Olden as the authorized organization representative for a federal raise grant. And we'll get to that after this. So is there any qualms with that? All right. Next up, notification of the Willis RV Park.
Okay, so we received a Shoreline Master Program variance application for a property just south of town, or kind of the south part of the city, just south of the Cardlock gas station. It used to be, boy, many things. It was a motorcycle track back when we were kids, Dave. It currently has a building on the site. And the owner, Willis Enterprises, would like to put several commercial buildings on the roadside part of the site and then develop the back part of the site with a recreational vehicle park. And so in order to squeeze all that stuff onto a site, he needs to receive a variance for wetland setbacks within the shoreline master program. And there's a very, very descriptive process for that in the current shoreline master program. And so he submitted his application. Now it goes to a hearings examiner. And that hearings examiner hearing is scheduled for May 9th at 2 p.m. right in this room. And the application materials will all be located on the website soon, as soon as I get that to the people that update our website. And just one other quick thing about it. So we are required to send all those materials or the notices to the neighboring property owners, so they'll all be informed of what's going on. So the variance application asks for a reduction in the buffer width, and that's the distance between where, say, you can put your improvements like a building and the wetland boundary. So the standard buffer width for your best, highest use wetlands is 200 feet. But if your wetlands aren't, or for different reasons, you can reduce it down to 75 feet. And so they've requested that reduction.
Mike, I wasn't born and raised here. I don't know where the old motorcycle track
Oh,
is.
yeah.
Can you tell me the location of this property? A little more detail?
And I don't have the information in front of me. It's,
South on 101. 107.
Yeah, yeah.
so it's,
It's the next one down Willis. There's that large can building.
Cross the bridge,
Right.
there's actually a bridge, you probably don't even notice it, right? When you cross the bridge on your left, you'll see cleared property.
and there's some old log scales there, and there's some ecology blocks, and then there's a pretty nice building by the riverside there. It's what we call the Bowers Building, but it's not Bowers Building
Right,
anymore.
sure, I know. I used to live on Melbourne Road. I know where the Bowers Building is. Okay.
Anything further?
Well, hang out until you go through the next.
All right, so moving on to the next item. Mike, you'll stay up there, but is a request for a motion to designate Mr. Olden as the authorized organization representative for federal RAISE grant, and I will let him speak to that a little bit prior to that.
Yeah, so everybody probably remembers that we received some federal funding for a portion of our Lake Sylvia sidewalk project. Well, there's some more federal funding opportunities for things like that, and so I'm going to take a run at trying to get the rest of that funding through a federal infrastructure program, and the program's called RAISE, R-A-I-S-E. The application's due on April 14th. I could have put this off until the April 13th council meeting, but I may want to submit the application before then. That would be my biggest hope anyway, that I do. So
I move we designate Mike Holden as our official contact.
A second.
There is a motion and a second to authorize Mike Olden to be the authorized organization representative. Any discussion?
None as to the motion. I would just ask, if that grant is received by the city, would that increase the scale of the project, or is it just to do what has been mapped out to this point?
So the initial funds that we received, we could probably do about a quarter to a third of the project. So this would probably about 900 feet of sidewalk up Lake Sylvia Road. And if so that would be about, I'm thinking that's about a quarter of the cost. So this would be a full non-match, how do I put that? So this would be a full grant for the rest of that sidewalk. So this particular program doesn't have any matching requirement for rural entities. So now it's highly competitive, and I just want to temper, all the enthusiasm that, nobody runs out here thinking that, oh, we got a grant for the rest of the sidewalk. No, that's not the case. So, yeah.
Any further questions? Hearing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. All right, there are no ordinances or resolutions tonight, and we are at our second public comment. Is there anybody that wishes to make a public comment? Hearing none, we will go to council comments, and I will start with Councilman Scaramucca.
Welcome spring, that's all I have to say.
Councilman Jester.
That's lovely, Dave. I would like to welcome Gretchen Sagan to her new position, and also Maddie Jensen. And I hope you both will really enjoy your jobs. And we're glad to have you. And I'd like to thank Mike for all of his hard work. And that's all. Thank you.
Councilman Bryson.
I agree. Welcome to both of you. It really is, we've said it many times, that it's the people that make the city function, and it's good to have some new people joining us. And congratulations to Kim.
Yes.
In her retirement. We've been very fortunate to receive several grants over the last couple of years that have allowed us to do projects we wouldn't otherwise have been able to do. So I really appreciate Mike's work on pursuing these opportunities, because some of these things we don't have a lot of fat in our budget that we could get these things done. So keep up the good work, and good luck on this one, Mike.
Councilman Cope.
Yeah, I would echo that, Mike. If we're optimistic about it, it's because you've made us optimistic about it with the recent track record. But wish you the best of luck on going after that one. It's a great project, and a lot of people would benefit from it. Gretchen and Maddie, welcome, both of you. Great to have you here. And Lauren, thank you for your continued leadership in the forest and all the work you've done on that. And look forward to working with you and with a legislative partner on hopefully coming up with a fix on that.
Councilman Carroll.
Just want to say thank you to Gretchen and to Megan for being here tonight and introducing themselves and adding value to our community. One of the things that my wife and I appreciated about Montesano is the value that staff have made to the community. It's hard to find communities that have that quality of staff. Secondly, I'm thankful to Governor Inslee for letting us all look at each other's faces tonight. I think that's a very welcome change. We still have a very serious illness out there and need to be cautious, but it's nice to see everybody's faces. Thank you.
Thank you. I would agree with Dave. Happy spring. It was nice to see Mike and Gretchen standing up with the sun shining in their face and a 60-degree day. Today we did go to the Greater Grace Harbor Mayor's Lunch. It was a fun time, getting grilled by some questions, but other than that, no problem at all. Gretchen, welcome. I look forward to working with you, not only from here, but as Finance Committee, and good times ahead. Maddie, welcome. Sorry you have to deal with us. This will be the quickest meeting you probably have. Kim? Hold on. Not yet. I want to thank you from the city. This is your last council meeting. So we appreciate you sticking it out with us through this entire time. Having our minutes be spot on. You have been one of a kind to the city, and I don't think that we can thank you enough. I know from your time in the police department to your time in City Hall, it's been great, and sincerely appreciate you for being you. And so I
wondered if there was going to be something.
Kim does want to say something, but you have to have a microphone.
I don't like the microphone. So I just wanted to tell you all that it's been a pleasure to
to be part of the city, and I hope that you feel the way I feel, in that I brought purpose and friendliness and warmth, and worked my heart out for the city, both in the police department and at City Hall. Some of you know that that's not where I wanted to be, but we made the best of it, and now it's time to go enjoy my grandkids. So thank you very much. Thank you, Tyler.
And that, I would entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
There is a motion and a second. And all those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? We are adjourned.
It's really what?
Code is really wonky.
Oh,
This far back, or you can be that far back.
right.
That area